Today we're going to have a look at these two jalapeno plants. These are plants that were grown from seeds from a store-bought fruit, and they grew quite well and quite large, but sadly I had a bit of a spider mite infestation on here, and the best way I found to deal with that is to remove all the affected leaves, which left them looking a bit sad. As you can see, they have plenty of fruits, both of them, although as the plant has lost a lot of its leaves, I found that the fruits were getting a lot smaller. As you can see, both of these grew on the plant rather early when it was still quite large, and the other fruits grew on the plant later when it had lost a lot of its leaves. I'm going to be cutting back both plants rather substantially. First of all, to promote new growth and also smaller growth, because I want to keep both of them small because of the amount of space I have here, and I want to get rid of any rests of spider mite eggs that might still be on the leaves. So, also something I've noticed here, I talked about mycelium and fungus in the last video being in the soil. You can see here, this sort of thing is what I'm talking about. Eventually, as happened in the pot that the chili plant was in, it's going to make little yellow mushrooms. I have no idea where that came from. The only thing I know is that it has spread quite a bit. So let's start by taking off all of the fruits of these plants. As you can see, we have quite a nice variety of fruits, some quite large. But, as I hope you can see it on this one, focus please, please, please. Yes, there is some remnants of the spider mites on the stem, and that sort of thing I want to get rid of throughout the whole of the plant. The next thing I'm going to do is cut the plants back. I hope this small pair of scissors is going to be enough, but I don't have anything else at the moment, so I'll have to make do with that. Looks quite drastic, only leaving just a few stems, but hopefully you can see that there is some fresh growth on the plant itself, and I'm pretty certain, I'm pretty confident that the plant is going to start growing again from down here. Here we go with the second plant. And there we go. I really have to think about a better background. This is really not working. Okay, next we're going to repot both of them. As you can see, there's quite a massive amount of roots, and I'm going to be rinsing this out with water later, and might be cutting it back somewhat. I've cleaned up most of the old soil out of the roots and cut the roots back a bit. As with the last two repottings, I've pre-filled the pot with some big clay pebbles, and now we're going to fill it up with the Lechuzapon substrate. And it's done. I've sprayed the stems with the bug poison to kill off any remnants of the spider mites. Yeah, actually using this sort of substrate compared to regular earth, it's quite a quick process. Quite clean and quick. Here's another quick look at some plants I repotted before I decided it might be a nice idea to make videos about it. This is some sort of citrus plant. I have a few citrus plants, but I have no idea of what they are. There have been so many seeds dropped into several pots over the years, and I haven't been able to keep track of any of them. This also had spider mites on it, although it seems on the citrus plants they don't explode like they do on the chilies, for example. Here's another one that's a bit sad looking. Forgot to water them at one point, I think. But there's some new growth coming out. And yeah, this one has little spikes on it. I don't know what that could be. But anyway, next video, next plants.